back, everyone. In our first story tonight, the successful sale of the country's second local dollar bond has reignited debate about the real impact of this exercise on the economy. George Rafi captures some of these concerns in the following report.
Government, through the three institutions that raised the funds, that is Barclays, Stanbic and Finance House Strategic African Securities, were targeting up to $100 million. They actually got $121 million more than targeted. So this can be described as an oversubscription of 122%. But has this brought up a lot of issues worth looking into? That is the fact that the market might be good for government to raise more dollars locally to finance expenditure. And even as argued by some analysts that we could look at our options again in terms of issuing Eurobonds. Also, does this result support arguments that if a bond is guaranteed by government, it will always be successful? But does this open the door for companies with strong financials to also issue a local dollar bond? Mahama Idrisu is an investment analyst.
You have a strong balance sheet, your business empty dollar, which is very beneficial to it, and when you empty, the best way is to get the first financial access to be able to arrange this kind of funding. For you, all depends on whether your need is dollar equivalent or dollar will prevent you from putting pressure on the local state.
It is believed that this will impact.
We apologize for the poor quality of sound there. Now, the Auditor General, Daniel Domelovo, is demanding an action plan for ending the recurrent mismanagement of public funds. He's tasking the various audit committees to spearhead this to improve the management of the country's finances. He made the call during the inauguration of a 4-member audit committee for the Comptroller and Accountant General's Department, where he charged the members to focus on the root causes of public financial malpractices.
Let's be very careful. The accounts we prepare for 2017 is not going to be the same as that of last year, because this PFM Act is requiring you under the schedule to prepare a
Thanks for staying and welcome back. Apologies once again. We had to sort out some technical issues. Now back to our earlier story. The Auditor General, Daniel Domelovo, is demanding an action plan for ending the recurrent mismanagement of public funds. He's tasking the various audit committees to spearhead this to improve the management of the country's finances. He made a call during the inauguration of a 4-member audit committee for the Comptroller and Accountant General's Department, where he charged the members to focus on the root causes of public financial malpractices.
Let's be very careful. The accounts we prepare for 2017 is not going to be the same as that of last year, because this PFM Act is requiring you under the schedule to prepare accounts on the public funds, no more consolidated fund. As an audit committee, this is my personal suggestion. One of the value addition that we can introduce in this country is when the audit reports are out, there is the need to have an action plan as to how to address the systemic weaknesses which brought about the infractions. And I'll be very happy seeing the audit committees doing this than just looking at who didn't account for impress and who bought goods. These are the peripherals. Normally, it is weaknesses in the internal control that bring this. So let's not be addressing the symptoms, but let's look for the disease itself, which are the control weaknesses. And I think with that, we can improve our financial management seriously.
We'll hear next from the Deputy Minister of Finance, Abnor Sasari, who on her part emphasized the need for the Audit Committee to be equipped with the requisite resources to realize this goal.
The audit report comes, it has to work on reports that have been brought by the internal control function of any agency. That's why we are saying that they should strengthen the internal control section or division of their institution so that they will be well prepared, or they will have the capacity to do what is expected of them and also to discharge their duties effectively. And they also be able to report on all the internal controls or the system weakness in the agencies for it to be seen to, and then all these inefficiencies blocked to enable the agency work efficiently. So you will need the internal control. They act as checks and balances in any agency. That is why I'm saying that they should strengthen this division of the agency, and they will in turn write their reports and give it to the Audit Committee. And when there's any action to be taken or any action to be implemented, then the Audit Committee will advise management and see to it that management implements these activities to help the agency as a whole. In most agencies, people see the internal controls department as a police or a check on them, that it's like they're on their neck. So many at times they are not well resourced. The things that they need, the implements and the resources that they need to discharge their duties effectively, it's not given to them. So that is why I'm urging them that if we want the Audit Committee to succeed, they will need reports. They will need to feed on the work of the internal controls departments, internal audit department. So once you resource the internal audit department very well, they will be in a better position to do their work and come out with the reports and also hand it over to the audit committees for the audit committees to work.
Now, the Finance Ministry has ruled out massive tax cuts in the 2018 budget. The Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, is expected to present next year's budget statement and economic policy, that's next Wednesday, to Parliament. Government had initially indicated that it could continue with its planned cuts measures in 2018 as it moves to reduce costs of doing business. But speaking to Joy Business, as part of our budget watch, Deputy Minister of Finance said the same level of cuts would not be witnessed next year.
In 2018, you may not see that number of tax cuts. In any event, there's a limit to how many taxes you can cut. So you may not see that. But what we are seeking to ensure in this budget is that the kind of signal that we can send to business, that we are still relying on them to grow the economy, would be there, and to be there very clearly. So that is what I can say. You may not see the kind of abolition of tax lines as you saw in 2017. But as I said, there would be strategies to ensure that businesses are on board. As I said, the budget is still under discussion. We are engaging on these matters. We are engaging with industry. And when the budget is out, I'm sure all these matters will be clear. Well, industrialization and agriculture are big enough, because industrialization itself comes with promotion of the private sector, the creation of jobs. Agriculture would provide jobs in itself, but it will also feed raw material into the industrialization processes. So those would be our critical focus. But already the free SHS is out, so human manpower development is key. And we're spending quite some money on education under this budget. So all those things put together, in our opinion, will create the kind of manpower that ultimately industry needs to perform, and then agriculture would produce a raw material to feed industry. It is only when Ghana's industries grow and we are able to add value to the things we produce that Ghana is going to be counted among the industrial countries and take our rightful place in the Committee of Nations.
Well, away from the budget, something on the lighter side, some have nicknamed it Ketasku Boys. In many other parts of Ghana, however, it is known as Banchikako, deriving its name from the cassava crop. Believed to have originated from the Volta region of Ghana, Banchikako is a local pastry that has really caught up with many people. It is one of the most popular street foods enjoyed by both adults and children, irrespective of social status. The Ashanti Region town of Kwamo has become one of the production hubs of this pastry, providing jobs for hundreds of people. Love FM's Kwesi Deborah explores the industrial enclave in the following report.
It's 2 p.m. A group of people return from farm to unload bags of cassava and firewood. A lady prepares clay tripod stove known as buchia to fortify the clay structures to enable them to withstand excessive heat and last longer. Then the women get to work. Indeed, not every tube of cassava is suitable for processing. Meet Akusia.
The slightest rot in the tuber darkens the dough and renders the whole lot unusable.
The women have acquired a milling machine which they have been using for the past 6 years. The dough is filled in sacks on a bench. Concrete blocks are placed on them overnight to squeeze the juice out. At 3 a.m., the women wake up to pick up semi-dried cassava dough. Fabric curtains from tailoring and dressmaking shops are used to light up the fire. Special pans for frying are prepared. The women start molding the dough into small balls, 16 into each pan. Many say Kwamo is headquarters of Banchikakro among all Akan-speaking towns. Here, there are at least 15 cluster locations. Banchikakro is produced on a large scale, an activity that has gone on for 40 years. Mamiaso is one of the elders at Kwamo. She traces the advent of the business in the town.
It was brought to Kwamo by a woman called Ada. She brought it from the Volta region. Immediately she left, the woman and men took over the business.
By 6 a.m., distributors arrive to pick their consignment for sale. Distributors come with Kakro's traditional most popular compliment, dried coconut. Akuya has been selling the product for 12 years.
I have used the business to take care of my siblings, to complete their tertiary education.
Yeah, has a 20-year experience.
I can't finish telling how it has been done. I have used it to cater for my family.
The distributors take the product on credit, sell before making payment after taking their commission. Each branch goes for 12 cedis wholesale, out of which the distributors make 5 cedis and give the producers 7 cedis. Like every human endeavor, the sales arrangement comes with risk.
Sometimes distributors default payment and disappear. But all the same, we managed to recover.
The business of Kakro has provided reliable sources of livelihood for men and women at Kwamo. From this, they have looked after their families and acquired property. Many more are taking up the business to make their lives better. For JoyNews, Kwesi Deba,
interesting stuff. We want to move on and find out how the city is faring, as well as what's happening on the stock market. Joining me on the line is Bertha Tibiga with the latest. Bertha, thanks for your time tonight. Let's begin with the city, because during the week there were serious concerns about its depreciation. How has it performed throughout the week?
Okay, thank you very much, Beryl, and good evening to your viewers. Well, if you look at the city's performance this week, we would say that it didn't really do so well. Even if you look at the average performance against major trading partners, it hasn't been very, very impressive. And as of today, if you look at even how much the dollar and the pound are going for, the dollar is at 4.39 average rate to the city on the interbank market, and the pound is as high as 5.79, and the euro is also going for 5.11. That is quite high as compared to what we saw at the beginning of the week. So the cedi has not really done so well, and the year-to-date is still hovering around 8%. Year-to-date depreciation.
Help our audience understand why this is happening. Is it normal for this time of the year?
Well, usually when it's getting to this time of the year, especially when we're drawing nearer to the Christmas season, there's always this demand for the foreign currency, especially the dollar, because a lot of people do importation of goods. They import goods from other countries, and we all know the currency used, most common used international currency is the dollar. So when the demand for these currencies actually rise up, then it causes it to fall or outweigh the performance of the cedi here in Ghana.
And so how do we project things to look like in the days coming up? Are we expecting the cedi to, sort of get over this? What's going to be the trend?
Well, we are not expecting much volatility, or we're not expecting it to depreciate significantly against major trading partners. We're going to see some marginal depreciations. That's what we're going to see going towards the end of the year. We expect that this is something that usually happens, with the exception of last year where we saw that stability for the cedi closing around 3% year-to-date depreciation for the whole year. But if the demand is going to be very high this particular season, then we should expect the cedi to fall further.
Okay, and so then how is the week ending trading on the stock market?
Okay, so on the Ghana Stock Exchange, we had a total of 116,000 shares trading with a sales value of 1.09 Ghana cedis. We had quite a number of, not significant movers, but we had about 4 equities moving on their previous share prices. Access Bank lost 51 pesos to close at 3 cedis, 40 pesos per share. And we had Cal Bank appreciating by a peso to close at 1 cedi, 6 pesos per share. And then EcoBank Ghana also lost a peso to close at 7 cedis, 53 pesos per share. And then the last equity, which is Standard Chartered Bank, went up from 20 Ghana cedis to 21 Ghana cedis, 50 pesos. So there was an appreciation of 1 Ghana cedis, 50 pesos for Standard Chartered Bank today after trading 10,000 shares on the exchange, and that was the third highest volume that we saw trading today on the market. If you look at the major indices, that's the composite and the financial stock index, they both went up comparing to previous levels. The composite index went up by 18.64%, 18.64 points to close at 42.56%. That is the average performance or the broader market index. That's how it's currently performing on the stock market, and that's quite impressive. And the financial stock index began the week around 31% average returns, is now or close at 33.37%. If you compare today to yesterday's trade, the financial stock index went up by 25.13 points.
All right, Betha Atubiga, thanks very much indeed. I wanted you to do a quick one though. Tell us what news you have on the commodities in a minute if you can. Okay, I don't think that we have Betha Atubiga on the line. You're still watching Business Live. I guess then that'll be it for the program tonight. My name is Daryl Kwao. We're back same time next week.